What is going on, guys? I'm Pete, welcome to Retro Game Attic, and today I'm going to show you how to affix a screen protector to your Nintendo Switch 2. Now the Switch 2 does come pre-installed with the screen protector, but in my experience I've seen that the dock actually makes little scratch marks on the screen itself, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to protect this screen with a screen protector. So with all that out of the way, let's get into it. So I'm going to be installing a Hori Screen Protective Filter. Now this is the standard one. It retails for $9.99 at places like Best Buy and Amazon. I actually picked up 2 of these in the event that I screw something up. I mean, they're just cheap enough, and it's good to always have a backup or 2. So before we crack this thing open, we can flip it over on the back, and you can see that it is compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2, and it is incompatible with all of the older models like the Switch 1, the OLED, and the Switch Lite. So first things first, we need to ensure that our Switch 2 is turned off, so we're going to flip it upright like this and hold down the power button, and then you can see power options. We'll scroll down and then do power off. And now that the console is powered off, we can pop those Joy-Cons off, and we'll just set it down right here. So when installing a screen protector on anything, prep is key. So what we're gonna do here is just clean off the screen with some lens cleaner and a lint-free microfiber cloth. And then for good measure, you can use a can of compressed air or one of these battery operated ones, which I find is worth its weight in gold. I got this for like 20 to 25 bucks off of Amazon, and it's rechargeable. Now I do highly suggest to pick up something like this as a final precautionary measure to just blow off any sort of like dust and debris before we put the screen protector on the console. So I'm going to give this a few sprays with this lens cleaner. Just make sure that the screen is just damp. This is just to remove any fingerprints or anything like that. And it's probably a little hard to tell from the camera, but I actually do have some hair and dust that I need to blow off. So that little battery operated duster is definitely going to come in handy here. All right, so our screen here is looking pretty streak free, so I think we're ready to bust that screen protector open. So here it is, we'll flip it over. There's a little adhesive strip right here holding it all together. I'm just going to peel it up with my thumb. I'm going to do my best not to mess up the packaging too much because I'm actually going to hold on to this. I'm going to keep it with my Switch 2 console box. All right, let's pop this open. Here's everything that comes in the kit. You can see the screen protector is right here, as well as a little bit of instructions. So we'll just browse through these real quick. Okay, so it's numbered steps here. We have step 1 is to peel off this layer, and then I guess you stick it onto the Switch, and then peel 2, move on to 3, and then once all this is set up on the console, you'll peel number 4 away, and then we should be good to go. Before we get this on, I'm really gonna spray this off pretty good because I'm sure some dust has gotten back on there. I'm also gonna spray the screen protector as well. All right, so I think we're good to go. I'm gonna peel off number 1 right here. We'll set that over to the side. Once more for good measure, we'll dust this off. All right, we'll set it on the Switch 2. We'll just make sure that we're all lined up right here. That's looking pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna peel number 2 off and pull straight up like that. All right, that's looking pretty good. We'll keep going with number 3. All right, so before we move on to number 4 here, they actually include this little piece of cardboard to push out the air bubbles. So let's do that right now. We'll move it closer to the camera to give us a better look here. It's actually looking pretty good. There's not too many air bubbles in there, so I'm going to set it down and start pushing them out. And we'll do it from the middle out. It's actually pretty effective. Who would have thought, this little piece of cardboard? I'm just going to rotate it around. And it might take a little while to work them out, but you'll eventually get most of it. That side of the screen is looking pretty good. Let's move on to the other side. All right, so we are in the last corner down here. So as you can see, we got all the air bubbles out. Now there might be a few straggler air bubbles that still remain on here, but they should go away in like a day or 2. I wouldn't worry too much about it. So with that looking good, I think we're ready to peel back number 4 and see how we did. Moment of truth. All right. Okay, a few little air bubbles, not the end of the world. Looks like some dust did make it under there, unfortunately, which really isn't that big of a deal. But all in all, it's looking pretty good. I can live with that piece of dust. Like I said, there's going to be like little remnants of air bubbles in there, but they should go away. It's probably a little hard to tell on the camera, but there's like one or two. But again, I'm not too worried about it. So I think we're all set here. I'm going to reattach those Joy-Cons and we'll power this baby on. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with this. So there it is. That was installation of the Hori Screen Protective Filter for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, dust control is definitely the name of the game here, and as you can see before, I did get a little piece of dust underneath there, which really isn't the end of the world, but it's something to keep in mind. Now, I hope you all found this video useful, and if you did, please be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And as always, thank you all so much for checking out Retro Game Attic. I really do appreciate you all. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one.